Today I wanted to talk about The Handmaiden, the 2017 film from Park Chan-wook. The film follows 4 characters: Suki, a pickpocket posing as a handmaiden; Hideko, a completely reclusive heiress; Kozuki, who is Hideko's oppressive uncle; and Fujiwara, a scheming con man. Here's the official description. Set during the Japanese occupation of Korea in the 1930s, a young handmaiden named Suki is hired by Lady Hideko, a reclusive heiress who lives in a sprawling mansion under the watchful eye of her domineering uncle Kozuki. But Suki harbors a secret. She has been recruited by Fujiwara, a scheming con artist posing as a Japanese count, to trick Hideko into entrusting him with her fortune. However, when Suki and Hideko begin to develop unexpected emotions for each other, they start putting together a plan of their own. I wanted to talk about The Handmaiden because, well, it's kind of an incredible film. And it's incredible in a lot of different ways, actually. Park Chan-wook and his team have somehow managed to create something that is interesting and beautiful and well edited and well written and well acted and a whole lot of other things too. Every component of this film is kind of incredible in its own way, and that, even in itself, is kind of incredible. So that's why I'm going to talk about The Handmaiden, because it's an incredible film. The Handmaiden is a film that asks to be experienced. And I'm just talking here, talking about a film I really love. And I hope that no one that watches this video thinks in any way that this is a replacement for watching the film. The Handmaiden is meant to be experienced firsthand. Anything else is simply not good enough. So with all that being said, I want to talk about a few things. This is going to be fairly quick and largely unstructured. I was having a hard time putting together a structure for my thoughts, so I just thought, what the hell? I'm just going to try to explain how I feel about The Handmaiden. And if you've already seen The Handmaiden, then maybe my thoughts will be a decent accompaniment to the film. And if you haven't seen it yet, well, maybe I can convince you to check it out. So firstly, and I think this is as good a starting point as any, The Handmaiden is an absolutely beautiful film. Everything about it, the production design, the sound design, the cinematography, the editing, even the acting, it's all completely mesmerizingly beautiful. And I don't think I know how to explain that any further. It's just a beautiful film. That's it. Something else I really like about The Handmaiden is how it approaches storytelling, or how it approaches narrative, I suppose. It's a distinct 3-act story, but it uses the 3-act structure as a mechanism for obfuscation. We, the viewers, are simply along for the ride, and we rarely know more than the characters do. The 3 acts are used to show 3 different perspectives. First, the perspective of Suki, second, the perspective of Hideko, and third, a more omniscient perspective. It's strangely compelling. Each act effectively fills in layers of information so that the viewer can piece together a full timeline of events from multiple perspectives. It's a really interesting play on the classic 3-act structure, and I like it a lot. Another thing I really like about The Handmaiden is how decidedly feminist it all is. It is, at its core, a love story. And it's a love story about two queer women attempting to break the patriarchal chains that have been imposed upon them. It's a queer feminist love story, and that really doesn't need any explanation. It's just good. Another thing I'll say about The Handmaiden is that it's a film that understands the value of tiny details. It's surprisingly detail-oriented, which is surprisingly refreshing in such a massive, sprawling love story. It's not missing the forest for the trees. It's understanding that a forest can't exist without its trees, no matter how small they seem. So those are some things I really like about The Handmaiden. And they may seem sorta random. My thoughts were largely unstructured here. But in the context of the film, these things take on more meaning. I find myself saying this a lot, but The Handmaiden truly is greater than the sum of its already great parts. And I wish I had more to say about it. But I also think the film entirely speaks for itself. And that's it. You can probably tell that I have a lot of love for The Handmaiden. I just want to share this film, and I hope it isn't being ignored. I hope it influences other films and other art, and I hope that people choose to experience it, because it is absolutely worth experiencing.